Hey, welcome, Jeff Heggie, Daily Success Strategies. Thanks for being with me today. So it's Friday. So first thing we want to do is same thing we do every Friday. Let's start off by looking back on Monday. What were the things that you committed to? What were you going to be accountable to that you said you were going to accomplish by Friday so that you could say it was a successful week? Did you accomplish those, or will you at least get them accomplished by the end of today? So leave me a comment, send me a DM, email jeff@jeffhaggie.com. Whatever it is, let me know how you did, and hopefully you've had a great week and you're that much closer to your bigger goals. So I think I've had some great conversations on the topics we've talked about this week, and I think it's created some thoughts with some people that have really got people thinking and taking some self-reflection and realizing some of the things they need to do going forward. And those of you that have taken the opportunity to have a strategy call with me, thank you. I appreciate that. I enjoyed talking with you guys, and hopefully the things we talk about will help you to get to the next level. So if that's something, after you've listened to these episodes, and especially after you listen to what we talked about today, if these things are applicable to you and you want a free 45-minute strategy call, send me a DM or email me at jeff@jeffhaggie.com, and we'll see if we can set something up, and hopefully what I can share with you is something that's really going to be a benefit for you. But on Monday, we talked about decisions. I wrote an article last Saturday about decisions at jeffhaggie.com. You can read that. But on Monday, we talked about decisions and their impact. Then on Tuesday, we talked about how your actions are in harmony with the dominating thoughts that you have. The things that you're consistently thinking about really have an impact of what your actions are on a daily basis. And then on Wednesday, we talked about the 3 steps to change your state of being, starting with your physiology, your language, and then your focus, the things you focus on and what you believe those to mean, and so the importance of that. And then on Thursday, I added to that list and added gratitude and talked about gratitude journal and stuff. So today what I want to talk about ties all those together somewhat, but also is more of an addition, and it still ties into a lot of the things I've talked about. Talking about my mindset questions. If you've listened to any of my presentations on my mindset questions, this really has an impact, or is really applicable to that. And if you haven't, go to jeffhaggie.com, scroll down to the bottom where the books are, and look at the free Fear to Fuel ebook. Get a copy of that and read my chapter in there, and it'll really relate to what I'm going to talk about today. But as if you've been listening to me before, if you've been through my momentum series or anything like that, I like to relate life to basketball. And it's because our family has been involved in basketball a lot, and I've coached for about 20 years. But there are so many things that relate back and forth. And so, whether I'm working with an entrepreneur or a high achiever of any sort, it's the same situation, but I'm going to use a basketball player as an example right now. And what it amazes me how a basketball player can be extremely talented. They've put in the work. They've put in so much work to get the ability and talent that they have, but they don't play at that level because they don't believe it. They don't see themselves as that elite athlete that they are. They don't see themselves as earning that or deserving that ability. And then the funny thing is I work with them, and over time they start playing to their ability. I'll often get people like congratulating me, saying, you've worked with that player and look how good they're doing now, and thinking that I helped increase their ability and helped make them a better player. But that's not what it is. That's not what got them to where they are. They were already that player. And what it is the belief in themselves. When they started believing in themselves and understanding what talent they had and what abilities they had, and start playing at that level, that's the difference. It's that simple belief in themselves. And it's so much of it, especially in any sport, but in life, in business, in all the things that we do, it's that image we have of ourselves. And, going back to what we talked about the other day, it's the things we focus on and what we believe them to be. And it's the self-talk that we have, the habitual. In when I talk about the mindset questions, I talk about the habitual questions we ask ourselves, but it's the habitual questions or the habitual things that we're saying to ourselves that, I'm not as good as the other players, I'm not as good as those other entrepreneurs, I'm not as good as whatever, I don't deserve to be here. But you've got to understand that how you're seeing yourself creates your reality. We've talked about it a lot. You become what you think about. And it doesn't matter how talented you are. It doesn't matter how good you are. If you don't believe it and you keep telling yourself that you're not going to reach your full potential. I remember back in the days when I rodeoed, it really made a difference how you did based on your mental ability to put yourself in the state where you could perform at your best. And that's in everything in life. You've got to be able to believe in yourself, and not just believe it, but have that self-talk has to have a important part in what you do. You can't be telling yourself that you're not good enough, that you're not as good as the other players. You don't have to be as good as the other players. You have to be as good as you can be, and you've got to play your role. Whether we're talking sports and athletics, whether we're talking business, whether we're talking a position at work, whatever it is, you've got your abilities that you have to believe in, and you've got to play the best that you can with those abilities. So if it's, I'm not good enough, I'm the worst on the team. I wrote an article about Klay Thompson, it was over a year ago, but someone like Klay Thompson, it was in the NBA Finals. He wasn't shooting well, but he didn't stop shooting because he knows that he's a great shooter. And so he kept playing, and when it finally started rolling for him again, it was all there. So, you've heard the saying before, I'll believe it when I see it. Dr. Wayne Dyer, he coined the term, I'll see it when I believe it. And that's what you've got to do, is you've got to believe it. You've got to believe in yourself. You've got to know your abilities and believe that you can do it before you're actually going to see it. I want to read a quote from George Mumford in the book that I'm reading right now, The Mindful Athlete. And, if you're a coach of any sort, basketball, any athletic event, or if you're an athlete, get this book, The Mindful Athlete. It's great. He says, your beliefs ultimately become your habits, and that includes habitual thinking. So if you don't like where you're going, you have to look not just at those habits, but you have to go deeper and investigate the beliefs behind them. Then you have to go still deeper and investigate and understand the emotional blueprint on which those beliefs have been built. So that's the other part to look at. Why do you have those beliefs? Why do you have those beliefs that you're not good enough? Is there something that's happened in your past? It might have been when you were a kid. Something happened that you don't believe you deserve it, that you don't believe that you're going to be good enough, and that you don't believe you deserve to be a successful entrepreneur. You don't believe you deserve to have a lot of money. What is it that is causing those beliefs? What are your limiting beliefs being created by? And you've got to figure those things out so that you can bust them down and eliminate those barriers so that you can start believing in yourself and achieving those things that you really want to. And, that's something I've had a lot of conversations this week about limiting beliefs. And I think if you really spend the time to identify what they are, and identify where they came from, you'll realize that you can overcome them. But until you do that, you're going to have a really difficult time getting past them. Getting past the fact that maybe your sibling said something to you 5 years ago that's holding you back from doing something that you know you can be successful at, but you're scared of what they might say, what they might think, or something like that. So spend some time this weekend. Figure out what your limiting beliefs are, what's holding you back from really achieving what you're capable of achieving. If this is something that is helpful for you, that you would like to talk further on and go deeper, let me know. send me a DM, send me an email at jeff@jeffheggie.com. We'll get on a free 45-minute strategy call, and we'll see what we can do to help you overcome those limiting beliefs and get to the next level. It's very doable. You've got the ability to do it. You've just got to get in the right mind frame and have the right mindset. So thank you. Have a great weekend. Hope your Friday is great, and we will see you Monday.